All right, thanks so much, Isaac. Well, officials in North Carolina and South Carolina keeping a close eye on this hurricane as it skirts our direction. This is a satellite image of the storm. Right now, North Carolina is in a state of emergency. In South Carolina, the governor did not feel that was necessary at this point. The hurricane track is uncertain, but models place the storm possibly making a landfall along the coast of North Carolina or possibly the northeast part of South Carolina. And preparations for this storm look unlike any other since it's happening during a pandemic. Fox Carolina's Brookley Cromer spoke to the local Red Cross about how they are getting ready.
Well, Cody, the Red Cross says they have volunteers on standby across the state and they have shelters ready to open if needed. But they say they've got some new policies in place.
Hurricane season brings a new set of challenges this year.
We have two situations happening at the same time.
As the hurricane makes its way toward the Carolinas, both states are prepping for the storm.
With the right protection and sheltering, we can keep people safe from the storm while at the same time trying to avoid making the pandemic worse.
The pandemic changing emergency response, from evacuations to operating shelters. American Red Cross explains their new guidelines.
You're going to be screened before you're ever allowed into the shelter. So your temperature will be taken. You'll be asked those CDC approved questions. We're going to ask anyone that comes to a shelter to make sure that they bring a mask with them. If they do not have a face covering or mask, that's okay. We will provide one for them, and we ask that they wear those masks while they're inside our shelters.
The Red Cross says its shelters will be deep cleaned throughout the day. Shelters will also require people wear masks and practice social distancing.
We are going to reduce capacity so that we've got more space for people to basically essentially spread out. Our cots are going to be spread out at least 6 feet apart.
There's also a plan for those with COVID-19.
If someone does develop symptoms, COVID-19 symptoms while they're in our shelters, or if they come to a shelter and they have symptoms from COVID-19, we'll have an isolation area set up so that we are able to accommodate those that may have symptoms.
The Red Cross says it's also important for people to have additional supplies in their emergency kits this year.
Face masks, hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, and gloves. Put that in your hurricane kit so that you've got it. So when the time comes, if you do have to evacuate, you've got those things.
Now, the Red Cross says they're in need of volunteers, especially now with the pandemic and during hurricane season. They say with the pandemic, they hope to use local volunteers so they don't have to fly in people from other states. If you'd like to find out more, we have information on our As Seen On section in our Fox Carolina News app. Reporting live in Greenville County, Brookley Cromer, Fox Carolina, the 10 o'clock news.